Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sixth episode of the MPBA podcast hosted on the MPBA community radio here on Discord. Today, we have perhaps one of the OG members of the MPBA community, UKSN. And why don't you introduce yourself, UKSN?
All right. So, hello everyone. I am UKSN. Or if that's too long for you guys, you can just call me by my nickname, which is Yuki. That's UKIE. I am. I'm not. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to go really deep on my personal details, but I am a biological male. I am over the age of 20, and I am currently employed. And I was born and raised, and my nationality is Indonesian. That's all you need to know.
But if we can explore your IRL stuff other than your Indonesian experience, then we'll definitely learn of your interests and your online personas per se. In fact, we already got a question from the audience from Manon asking you if you can swim. Can you?
Um, how do I answer this? So, of course, I can swim, but swimming is not really my thing. I only do it probably like what once a month because well, I only do it to for like relaxation, and I don't do it as a passion. But to answer your question, yes, I can swim, and I've been able to swim ever since I was like, I don't know, a baby probably, because my parents used to always bring me to the swimming pools. Oh, and also my old elementary school had a PE subject that involved swimming. So yeah, I can swim.
And no, I would imagine that will be like a very useful skill to have while living in an island esque nation, archipelago kind of nation, like
I mean,
Indonesia. So I can imagine that. I'm a swimmer myself, but I used to do it as sport. You know, in high school, middle school, I was in the swim team, and I used to do triathlons as
mhm.
well before COVID. After COVID, I became a potato because of lockdown and a lack of access to pools. So we move.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and so my question to you,
that also happened to
that
me.
happened to you too. So like, okay, I have one question for you,
Like, uh,
real quick,
uh
before
huh.
we move on to the a very interesting topic you brought up. But do you have a favorite stroke? Do you like to freestyle? Do you like to do backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly? I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, because I bet like you may know of what the strokes that you're talking about. But like maybe not in English. I don't know because I realize when I talk to other people of different nationalities about this, they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about until I explain to them the movements.
Yeah, I don't really know what you're talking about too.
Bro, how do you swim? Like, is it the one where you're moving your arms forward and kicking?
Yeah, like in Indonesian, we call it the katak, which is basically like imitating a frog, because you know how frogs swim. They swim with their
Called breaststroke.
yeah. It looks like a frog swimming, because when frogs swim, their arms are like forward, I think, and yeah, it just imitates like a frog swimming. So that's why we call it the katak, which is translation for like a frog, something like that.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is that your primary method?
Yes, because honestly, that's the only move I can do in swimming. I don't think I can do anything else with that.
I just wanted to like understand and things of that nature, because like this is like a moment that I was wondering, like how would a particular stroke be called in Indonesian? But yeah, so kakak. I'll be honest with you, kakak is my worst stroke, bro.
Oh no, wait. No, no, no. It's not kakak. It's katak with a T. Yes, Katak.
Katak stroke is my worst stroke, or breast stroke in English, or frog type beat for them younger folk who would call us dinosaurs because we're over
Yes.
20.
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah. But you did mention or slightly allude to the fact that COVID kind of ruined or kind of lessened your physical activity. Mind explaining to me a little bit more about that and perhaps the lockdown experience in Indonesia or in your part of Indonesia, anyway?
Okay, so before COVID, like I was like super physically active in physical activities, right? My my top sport, well, it's not really a sport. I don't know if it's a sport, but it's cycling, and I guess it is a sport, but I don't really consider it a sport because I don't cycle for sport. I only cycle because I like it. But I do have a what do you call it? Like a race bike, the one you use in like the Tour de France. I have one of those. And like before, yeah, the one with the very thin wheels. And then yeah, like before 2020, me, my dad, and my mom used to cycle a lot in like the central Jakarta, where like every Sunday or there's always a car free day, so no cars are allowed in this certain area or this certain road. So like every day there would be runners, cyclists, and yeah, yeah, those kind of stuffs. And then yeah, we used to do it every week. That was before COVID, but then when 2020 hit, I obviously can go there anymore because usually the roads were blocked because social distancing, and many public places were also stopped by the police because yeah, we can go there anymore because of social distancing. So I tried to find another activity that was really like didn't need didn't have the need for me to travel to anywhere, so I could just do it in the house. I tried gymming, but like honestly, I have to be honest, gyms are not really my thing. I don't i, I don't know why. I just don't like gyms because they're very tiring, and I'm the type of person to have low stamina. But the ironic thing is I found that jogging and running is something that I'm really good at. So when COVID hit, I started doing running around my neighborhood. So like I found out that it was really relaxing, especially in the early morning where I could use headphones and the air was still cold. It would be like I don't know 22 degrees outside. That's like at 6 a.m. to like 7 a.m. I would go out and do my own jogging sessions, whether it be with my parents or by myself. So I did that from like 2020 to until now. Actually, until now I still do it because it's firstly it's a simple physical activity. Se- Secondly, it's not very tiring. Like, and then yeah, third is you can do it anywhere. You can do it anywhere and at any time. So I found it very I found running or jogging as the activity that suit me. So, well,
To a particular kind of action. You know what I mean? Like a particular kind
exactly.
of
Yeah,
workout.
exactly.
Like I have a hard time running, but swimming, it's like as if I breathe in water. For me personally.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I would also be classed in the category of low stamina if you told in terms of cardio on land, I guess. But if you told me to cycle, I'm Gucci. If you told me to do workouts like weightlifting, whatever, then I'm chilling as well. You know what I mean? I think my body just hates running for some reason,
Hmm.
or even jogging for that. Even walking on the treadmill. No, walking is fine. Actually, I can walk for like miles and miles.
Yeah.
But running and jogging, that so I have like real respect for you, for your ability to run, and also that you
Hmm.
found something to do, you know, during that time when the lockdowns were still a thing. Because me personally, I basically did nothing then because I was too like bruh momented to do anything of substance per se because of
Yeah.
the pandemic rules in Dubai. But other than that, I mean, now I'm trying to get back into it. I've been using the MetaQuest 3 Oculus headset to do these combat
Hmm.
workouts, which really get me tired. But it's not like muscular exhaustion; it is like cardiovascular exhaustion. So like oxygen intake in those
Yeah,
muscles that
yeah.
hurt don't really like be taking it as well. But that is quite fascinating. And so, do you think have you ever returned to any of your pre-COVID habits in that sense? Once the lockdowns were like kind of the thing of the past.
Uh, I have to be honest. No, not really. Like, I really see the lockdown as a transitional period for me. It's where like my I always think like the years before 2020 is the years where my life is it's like my first life, and then 2020 came. 2020 to like probably 2022 or 2023. It's like a transitional period, and now it's 2024. Now the thing is, I got accepted to university, and I went to university in 2019, and then in 2020 the COVID hit. So from 2022, I mean from 2020 to 2022, there's the lockdown. It became a transitional period for me, and then after the lockdown, 2023, I graduated and I got a job, and now I just feel like a different person, you know? I feel like I have a different life. Like like it feels like I grew into a new person with a new, I don't know, personality. Because like if you compared me from like 2019 to 2024 currently, I am a completely different person. It's unrecognizable. I used to like uh, different habits, or I used to do different things compared to now. So yeah, I see the years of 2022 to 2023 as a transitional period. And I think I've I've also seen a lot of posts in like Twitter and Instagram that talk about this as well, and even on like YouTube, people all people always like mention that the lockdown changed their lives. You know, it, and I find it relatable.
Let me just address the new members of the audience real quick. Feel free to text messages for our guest here or for myself if you really need to onto the chat function of the Discord stage in case you want to ask anything specifically to Yuki or UKSN. And just wanted to let you guys know that you can do that. So feel free to do so. And yeah, Yuki, I agree with you. I feel personally that um,
Hmm.
the pandemic or the lockdowns from March and I guess until 2022 for me was also a transition period of sorts where, weirdly enough, like it was a massive peak of my just general like hanging out with online people. Primarily, I hung out with Inanch and Manin at the time, or Inanchi and Manin at the time. Uh, but but it led to a sudden drop in internet consumption for me, or like online community consumption, because I was so focused on trying to create IRL connections. I'm not sure if you could relate to that or not, because we've been like cooped up for a while
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. But I feel like now, like the time period I'm going through now, like literally after university until I apply for grad school, kind of like a gap year. But right now I'm on my OPT, optional practical training. That's what every undergrad international student has the right to access to be able to work in the workforce for 1 year if they're in a non-STEM subject, and 3 years if they are in a STEM subject. So just in case you come to America and you want to take advantage of that, then that's something. But right now I'm going through my
Mm-hmm.
transition period because a lot has happened, which I may do in a solo episode, honestly. That's changed my mentality pertaining to key philosophic ideas, and going from an area or realm where success is no longer defined by the grade you get, right? But rather by a multitude of factors that you can never appease everybody with the level of success you may or may not have. You know what I mean? Whatever that metric for you
Yeah.
personally might be.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether this is like just a path of maturing up or not. In fact, I mean, why don't you tell us on your understanding and ideas of success, especially after the post university, post high school reality?
Mm, so are you trying to ask me what I define success as? Mm, well, let me think. Um, well, honestly, no, 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 no. I can say something right now. So since I grew up at a traditional Asian household, I was taught that success means making money and having love a family, loving your family, caring your family, becoming, I don't know, becoming a businessman, probably becoming a CEO or I don't know, a manager of a company. Well, currently, well, that was mostly from my parents and especially my dad. I got a lot of lessons from my dad, valuable or not, if there are still lessons. But me personally, I define success as being able to say to my parents that, "Mom, Dad, I did it." That it's as simple as that, you know. If like, it's basically like if you're able to make your parents proud of you, that is already success. And especially to me, it's not because I have a big ego or I crave pride or something. It's it's just, your parents have given you a lot of lessons and have taught you a lot of things, and if they say to you that they're proud of you, then that's enough. And well, currently I'm already an employee, so my current goals really is to just, make money, become economically stable, and probably help my parents and especially my dad to, feed the family. That's my current goals, and I hope to achieve that soon.
And I
That's it,
hope
really.
and pray that you do achieve your goals and your understanding of what is success to you in a meaningful manner. I definitely can relate to your standards and all. If you consider South Asian people as Asians, then I guess I was in an Asian household, and I did grow up with the same values that you were being taught, right? Except success, but my parents defined
Mm-hmm.
success really differently. They were very much liberal in the sense of like giving me personal individual freedom, and that stemmed from their personal life experience of being screwed over because they didn't get theirs, right? And they told me that, Aman, it doesn't matter what you do, you just have to become the best at that said thing. You know what I mean? And that's the only standard they really gave me.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but out of respect for them, like I hope to be financially independent as soon as possible because I have a younger brother they still need to take care of, and that I could support them wherever I
Mm-hmm.
am, despite of my nomadic tendencies. You know. Speaking of which,
Yeah, I understand.
um, can you tell us more about life in Indonesia, or what is it like growing up in Indonesia, at least in your part of Indonesia?
That is a very broad question. I don't think I can answer that. Maybe if you can,
Should I specify? Or would that be helpful?
like, yeah,
Okay,
specify.
cool. Did you say that you were in the city of Jakarta or near to it?
Yes, I was born and raised there, and I'm still here. I'm still living there.
Can you tell us how you feel the city has changed over time? I guess from like when you were aware of the city as from childhood till now, you as a adult functioning member of society. Like, what have you seen different? Why do you like your
Uh,
city? What's unique about it? Would you move somewhere else, and why? Something like questions along those lines.
um, well, I want to answer. There's nothing really unique about this city. It's just your average metropolitan city. I well, I'm not really. Well, I find my city very, very. How do I say it? Wait, well, honestly, there's nothing special about this city. Okay, it's just a place that I live in. I work in. I have fun in, and well, I think you also asked about like how the city changed. Is that correct? Well, honestly, a lot has changed, like a lot. And let me just say, like before, like the before, like I think 2018, the city was still pretty underdeveloped in the standards of like Western cities. If you compare Jakarta to Western cities in that time, I think it was still levels below the Western cities, such as like I don't know, London, New York, or any other Western city. But there was this one event in it was like the Olympic Games, but for like Southeast Asia, if I remember. Oh no, wait. Yeah. No. Actually, I think no. It was the Asian Games, which is like the Olympics of Asia. So like I think if I remember correctly, the 2018 Asian Games was held in Indonesia for like I think the third time, and Jakarta was one of the venues. So I remember they started rapidly developing the city so that it can accommodate the international, the international people coming from other countries. So it would be more friendly for them because previously it was still, like I said, it was still underdeveloped. The crosswalks was the sidewalks was still very dirty. Public transportation was not not fully developed yet. So to accommodate the Asian Games, they started developing the the city and especially like the central parts of the city. so since like I live near the central, I I was able to feel a lot of change in the city. So one of the examples is the development of the MRT, if you know what that is. It's, yeah, it's basically a metro, but so it's mostly underground. So yeah, that it's basically just a metro. So before 2018, there was no metro at all, and after that, after I think after the Asian Games, they finished it up, and now it's a a public transport and an accommodation that everyone can use. I I I was able to use it for the first time in like 2019, if I remember. And by that point, and after that point, the city really, I feel that the city really started to be a modern city in the standards of the West, or in global standards. So yeah, I felt some rapid change in just like in a span of probably a year or two. So yeah, I that is what I like about my city is yeah, that's it. Really. Yeah, when I go to the office, I if I'm not bringing my own car, because like if you guys don't know yet, there's like this rule in Jakarta, only in Jakarta, yeah, not in Indonesia, only in Jakarta, because uh to like how do you say it? To maintain the traffic jams, the government uh put a rule that if your license plate is an odd number, say if your license plate is the license plate of your car, yeah, only a car, yeah. So like there's this, so like only cars and not motorcycles. Also, electric vehicles are not included. Only cars, like the normal cars. If your license plate is say an odd number, you cannot go through this road. Or if your license plate is an even number, you cannot go this road. So they constantly change it so as to maintain traffic. So like there would be days. Yes, um only on work days, actually, on only on work days, because like work days tend to be the days that Jakarta would be the most uh, crowded. Yeah. So the, since there was since there's this rule, every time every week I would have my own schedules on when I will bring my car and when I will not. You know, so I would for example, on like Mondays, usually on Mondays I would use the bus, or and then like in the other day I would use my car. So yeah, I I either use a car or a public transportation. Usually a bus, because in my area there's no MRT yet. There's no nearby station, so I always use a bus to go to my
Do Are they planning to
workplace.
build MRT around your area or unlikely?
Can you repeat
No
that?
worries. Do you think that they will build the MRT rail line or whatever towards your area, or is that going to be a little bit unlikely?
Mm,
Like the bus is going to be your pal for a long time.
a little bit,
Uh huh.
probably a little bit unlikely, because my my house is in the south, and the MRT only currently only services the central of Jakarta, because that's obviously the most crowded place. So yeah, the most developed public transportation is going to be there and not in anywhere else. So yeah, probably a bus will be my pal for like the next, I don't know, 20, 30 years. Well, hopefully they will build uh Yeah, I'm hoping they will build a new public transportation system so I don't have to use the bus every time. But I don't have any problems with the bus. Okay, I don't have any problems.
The city of New Delhi, the capital of India, has a similar rule to what is there in Jakarta regarding like the odd number, even number stuff. However, it applies to like it's kind of like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, odd numbers, Tuesdays,
Mm,
Thursdays, like like kind of like that. Like they alternate the days,
mm-hmm.
and it's gone to the
Oh,
point where corruption would happen, where they would ask the license officer, "Hey, bro, listen, even numbers, I can't do that with my schedule. Can you give me an odd one, please? Thanks."
oh yeah, yeah. That also happens here a lot. And I also have to say this. I also have to say this. If you get stopped by a police, the easiest way to escape is to just give him like I don't know $5 and you'd be on your way. Probably only a ticket. That's it.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, that
Really?
happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's very, very, very fascinating, honestly, because like I think Indonesia is one of those places in the world where I'm just intrigued by it. Like I met a lot of Indonesians on this like message in a bottle kind of app. I forgot what the name was. And I'll often talk a lot about them, but it always used to be these Indonesians in Turkey for some reason. But we.
Yeah, we love Turkey for some reason. We we really love Turkey for some reason.
Do you have any idea why you guys love Turkey?
Um, I don't know. Probably no. I think it's just because of our Muslim brotherhood. I guess that's the only reason I could say. And we love Erdogan for some reason. I don't really support him, but I, I don't know. I guess most Indonesians do.
As far as I'm concerned, Erdogan
Most,
is not even
most
Turkish. He's Georgian ethnically. So
yeah. I also heard about that. I also heard about that, but honestly, most of us don't even know about that and don't even care probably.
And just out of curiosity, have you traveled around the region, aka outside of Jakarta within Indonesia or other countries outside of Indonesia?
Dude, of course, I've been to almost every continent except for South America and Africa. Yeah, South America, Antarctica, and Africa. But other than that, I've been to everywhere. Oh, and North America, North America. Oh yeah, no, I forgot. Actually, yeah, Australia. I haven't. Here's the list that of continents I have not visited: Australia, Africa, Antarctica, obviously, South America, and North America. That's it. The rest I've been to.
And Asia.
Asia and
Yeah,
Europe.
gotcha. All right, that's cool.
Well, if you if hold on, if you're including subcontinents, then I've been to the Arab the Arab world and
Till and type beat. All right, got you.
the Arabian Peninsula. And yes, I've been to Turkey.
Turkey. How's Turkey, bro?
It's really damn cold, man. I've never been to a place that cold.
Pause.
Yes, it's cold.
Oh, wait, when did you go? And where?
At December, bro.
In Istanbul?
Yes.
Damn. And wait, so is it Europe
It's
covered through Turkey? Or have you been to a mainland European
what?
country?
No, no, no. Of course I've been to a mainland European country.
Gotcha. And which one was that one?
I've been to. I've been to Germany. I've been to Belgium. I've been to the Netherlands. I've been to France and Switzerland. I don't remember. No, no, I haven't been to Switzerland. Only France and Belgium, Netherlands.
European countries than I have, because I've been to Lithuania, Austria, Germany, and Iceland, and the Czech Republic. Never mind.
Dude, what? Iceland? What are you doing in
That was
Iceland,
a
bro?
long story. You know what? Maybe a solo episode if there's demand for it. But yeah,
Okay, fine.
because this episode is less about me. It's more about you. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, of course,
So
of course.
yeah. No, that's fascinating. And whereabouts in Asia have you been?
Um, honestly, only Southeast Asia and East Asian countries, which is Hong Kong, Japan, and South Korea. I almost went to Oh no, no, I've been to China. I've been to China, but only like Shenzhen. You know what Shenzhen? You know where Shenzhen is?
Yes, yes, I do. I do know what a Shenzhen is. Did you just go there on your Hong Kong trip as well? Like this part of your Hong Kong trip, or no?
Y- Yes, yes, yes. It's really in the border. During my trip in Hong Kong, I we went there too. As for Southeast Asian countries, I've been to oh yeah, I've been to Singapore, the Malaysia, and Thailand. That's it really. And I've never been to anywhere else.
Interesting. I've
But
been
if
to Hong Kong before as well. Um, when did you go? Did you go before the protests or after? Hello, hello. Oh no! Did the CCP get to him?
hello, hello. Sorry, sorry. My internet went down. I couldn't hear you.
No, no worries. I think the CCP had something to do with it.
What were you saying? Sorry.
No, I just asked whether you went to Hong Kong before or after the protests, and then
Oh my
you
god.
disappeared. You got cut off. I'm like, oh shit, guys, the CCP got to him. You know what?
Okay,
To
put
be
this
fair
on the
though,
blooper.
oh my god, no, I'm keeping that in.
Wait.
I'm gonna make that into a clip. I don't care. Like that has to that has to be worth something. Dang. Yeah.
My internet went
Da
down as
Yui.
you asked that. Okay, okay.
Yeah. My God. Said
Keep going.
LMAO or Lamau as I like to say it. And then Flemish says Xi Jinping tried to silence him. Damn. They'd be so insecure. They're just silencing some random Indonesian. You know what I mean? Oh
That's
God.
crazy.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
moving on.
Dang.
Moving on.
Yeah, then
Moving
moving
on.
on. Let's move on. Forget about Hong Kong. It never happened. Nothing happened in Tiananmen Square
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
1980. Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Uh,
Nothing ever happened.
okay, gotcha. All
Okay,
right,
keep
no, but
going, keep
that's
going.
quite. Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. Anyways, but to be fair, we are coming to a close of our episode. To be
Okay.
honest with you. So, is there any last things you would like to share to the MPBA community in general, or anything?
Um, to the MPBA community, I just want to say,
I don't know. If you have link in bio, I have no idea. Like, if you want to plug in anything.
okay, I'm just gonna direct this to the MPBA community. I just want to say, uh, honestly, I have no words, but I just want to say I love you guys, and I hope you guys are doing well in your lives. And I wish you all the best in your future careers and in your future paths. And I hope you all will be a successful person and will have hopefully not have a boring office job like me. I swear I will leave this job once I have the opportunity. But yeah, that's all I want to say for you all.
That is a message that I think our community needs to hear since we all are growing up together since 2017. You feel me? And we're all going through these
Exactly.
stages of life together. And I think that's a message everyone here needs to hear, whether they're a mollish or like a small thing or like they're a dinosaur like us, I guess. Uh, but things of
Wow.
that nature. But yeah, thank you so much, UKSN, on coming on to the sixth episode of the MPBA podcast. Thank you for the listenership for sticking till the very end. You're a legend for doing so. Please like, subscribe, whatever them YouTube things, comment because it helps with the algorithm. And yeah, I will see all of y'all next time.